Well, guys, it is finally been announced 10.2.7, and we finally know what the Mist of Pandaria patch is all about. So make sure to stay tuned and let's get into this. So, what we know so far, well, WoW Remix Mr. Pandaria patch 10.2.7 has officially gone live, maybe. So what we know so far is that they have released a bunch of spoilers, the rules, the loot, and that is what we're going to cover today. We are going to create more videos on this over the coming days, ready for the PTR drop this coming Friday. But before that, let's go ahead and look at what we know so far. So Blizzard have announced that you can now relive the epic adventures with all new events arriving in 10.2.7 content update. WoW Remix Mr. Pandaria experience the wonders of Pandaria, a new but with fresh loot and almost unlimited power. Now, there is a lot of teasers in this post, in my opinion, but we're just going to pick out a few of them, and then, like I say, later on down the line, we are going to get into it a little bit more. So World of Warcraft Remix is a time-limited event which allows players to re-experience the entirety of Mr. Pandaria expansion at an accelerated rate from level 10 through 70. All loot has been completely overhauled and has powerful new effects, allowing players to shape their experience, power up, and power on. Features include accelerated leveling content, allowing you to take on nearly every quest, scenario, dungeon, and raid. Create a new WoW Remix character starting at level 10 to adventure through the event up to level 70. A mountain of loot, get powerful items from everywhere, quests, chests, creatures, and bosses. Customizable items allowing you to power up as far as you can go to take on tougher content. Convert unwanted items into bronze, which can be used to upgrade items or purchase cosmetics. Keep what you are collected. Now, this is something that I think is going to be quite an awesome addition to this, whereby you can take what you've collected of transmog with you into the war within. So we already know that it's some type of PvE event. They don't reference any PvP whatsoever yet, but everything seems to be PvE orientated. So we know that we're going to be level 10, we've got to get to level 70. And we know that there is going to be different things. Now, what they have said is that this is going to be available to everybody. No expansion purchase is needed, but a World of Warcraft subscription or game time is required to begin this fast-paced adventure through Pandaria. This means that classic players can also participate in a plethora of pandemonium by simply installing the modern live World of Warcraft client. WoW trial accounts can also get involved, which is something that I think was definitely needed. It allows you to actually try the game before you purchase it, and you can get to level 20, which is only 10 levels in. However, you can probably experience quite a lot in that little bit. Now, they have released the table of content where it comes to the leveling and what zones. So Jade Forest is 10 to 70. Assuming you get to level 20, you can then go straight onto Valley of the Four Winds and Karasasang Wilds, which is awesome. Then you can go to Kunlun Summit at level 25. Level 30, you can go to Taolong Steps. 35, Dreadwaste. 40, Velevatani Blossom. 45, Isle of Giants, Timeless Isle. And at level 50, Isle of Thunder. And you can also do the Throne of Thunder raid, by the way. And then at level 60, you can go straight into Siege of Orgrimmar, and at level 70, you get heroic raids. I kind of like this because it's kind of bringing a little bit of SOD into the game, whereby you can actually go and do raids to level. That is something we've never seen in retail before, so it looks like they're trying to mash between SOD and retail all into one, whilst also having the retail client. Now, keep in mind, this is going to be created based off the retail client, so all of the classes, tuning and everything is going to be based off retail, not based off classic. So if you are a classic player, you are going to see a significant change in pace, spells, abilities, etc., etc. Create a new creating your new identity. So this is how we're going to be able to create our character. So create a new modern World of Warcraft character to undertake your adventures in Pandaria. Collect a variety of powerful new items and transmogs, then take your transmogs with you once they then release War Within to then carry on the saga. Additional character slots will be available. This is really nice because, especially for us that have been playing retail for a very long period of time, you have alts absolutely everywhere, so you're going to get additional slots to be able to play this, and then you're going to be able to play all the way through. All remixed characters created during the event will convert into standard characters to play within modern World of Warcraft at the end of the event. From the realm character selection screen, players will be given the option to create a new remixed World of Warcraft character beginning at level 10, which will only be able to play with characters taking part in the event. So keep that in mind. If you are a returning player and you want to play retail, this character cannot do that until the War Within. Characters in the selection screen, which are only available to play in the World of Warcraft Remix event, will have an icon next to the character name so you can easily identify which ones you're playing. Once you've created your character, you'll begin your new journey in the Timeless Isles and meet up with the Infinite, Dragonflight and Eternus, who will set you on your path. New loot, new you. In WoW Remix, players have the opportunity to collect a variety of items from just about anywhere. Quests, chests, creatures, bosses, and more. New customizable items where you'll be able to take in, and each have some sort of their own unique identity with spell gem sockets. These sockets come with exciting turbocharged, I like the word turbo there, new effects similar to trinkets. Each time you loot a new item, you'll have the chance for powerful new upgrades, allowing you to push the limits further and faster than ever before with uncapped progression. That is interesting that they called it uncapped progression. As you progress, you'll gradually become more and more powerful as items also grant increased permanent stats. Here are some of the examples that you may find. Meta Gems Lifestorm. Summon a storm, cool down 5 bolts of lightning every 1 second, each bolt inflicting 25,000 nature damage to an enemy within 30 yards. During the storm, 3 flowers grow around the caster. Every 5 seconds, the flowers bloom, restoring 388,000 health and granting 1.7 thousand haste to allies. It looks as though we are also going to have the health pools that we used to have back in Pandaria. Because if you don't know, in Pandaria going into the next expansion, they did a health squish. It looks like we're going back to having those health pools. I mean, these numbers are huge. Thundering Orb. Transform into a Thundering Orb, inflicting nature damage to enemies within 30 yards over 4 seconds. Whilst you are a Thundering Orb, damage taken is reduced by 50%, movement speed is reduced by 70%, and you are immune to loss of control effects. I mean, let's be honest, if your movement speed is reduced by 70%, you're basically in a loss of control effect anyway, but I like the idea here. Oblivion Sphere. An orb of pure void that increases critical strike damage taken by enemies within 15 yards by 50% for 10 seconds. After 4 seconds, the orb explodes, inflicting shadow damage. Primordial Gems, Hailstorm, Blinds, when picked up, unique equip, Hailstorm equip. Every 3 seconds, build a charge of a Hailstorm. Upon reaching 10 stacks, unleash hail on enemies within 50 yards of each impact. Influx frost damage. I don't think that's the right word there, but okay. Frost damage applies Numbing Cold. Numbing Cold reduces the movement speed by 30% and reduces damage dealt by 10%. Attacking removes a stack of Numbing Cold. Okay, that's nice, I guess. Cold Front. Your abilities have a chance to grant all allies a shield absorbing damage and applying Numbing Cold to all enemies. It would be quite cool if these are themed. Like this one seems like a Frost Mage type thing. Hailstorm seems like something a shaman may have, but we'll have to wait and see. And with the wildfire, your abilities have a chance to inflict additional fire damage and spread wildfire to a nearby enemy, inflicting fire damage every 1 second for 10 seconds. Tinker Gems. Equip grants a shield absorbing damage equal to 20% of your total health. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. And then the shield will regenerate after not suffering any damage for 10 seconds. Wait. So you could have a permanent shield? Okay, that seems a bit OP, right? Grants a shield absorbing 20% equal to 20% of your total health. This shield will regenerate after not suffering any damage for 10 seconds. So if you never take any damage, you're permanently going to get a 20% health shield. That's crazy. Furthermore, whilst you're below 80% health, your attacks consume 2% of your maximum health to inflict holy damage equal to the amount of consumed. Your critical strike erupts. Your critical strikes erupt into a fiery explosion, inflicting fire damage to enemies within 15 yards of your target. That's a nice AoE trinket. And the list goes on, like, it's absolutely crazy. Cloak of Infinite Potential grants to... Wait a minute. There is no way. This cloak... This isn't the legendary cloak, right? We'll have to wait and see, but if that is, you'll be able to earn an artifact cloak that grants permanent power increasing as you play. Power you earn on your strongest character is shared with alternate characters created for the event. Okay, that is pretty cool. So this cloak, essentially, you do your main, and then all your ults will get the cloak pre-done with all of the insane like stats. I mean, look at the stats: strength, stamina, crit, leech, mastery, verse, and experience gain. That is absolutely absurd. We can also earn mounts, titles, different version of mounts, and then welcome to the new Bronze Age. There's no such thing as bad drop, and any drop can be converted into a new currency, bronze. You'll be able to then buy stuff. Head to the bazaar in any zone to purchase everything from class transmogs of Mr. Pandaria mounts, toys, and more. Okay, this is actually pretty cool. Now, there's a lot of controversy already. I mean, this was literally released, what, like 3 hours ago, I think? And there is a lot of people already saying, like, where's the PvP? Where's this? Where's that? I, for one, have to say this is probably one of the coolest things that they could have released in a pre-patch that has ever existed. Normally, when we come to the end of an expansion and we're just waiting for the next expansion, the last patch of an expansion takes forever and everybody gets bored of it within a couple of months, moves on to a different game, and then comes back. They do seem to be making a huge effort at the moment to making WoW be a type of game that you can play no matter what. I personally absolutely love this, and I am super excited to see what they bring out of it, to see how they manage it, and to see whether it's actually worth playing. Now, one of the things that they have also released is if you go log into your account right now, you will see that this coming Friday, so Friday the 12th, there will be the Pandaria remix available from the 12th of the 4th at 12:01 AM. Now, this is American time, so if you're in the Europe, I'm assuming it's going to be in the evening like it normally is, about 6 PM. But keep that in mind, guys. Make sure you book some time off work if you want to do it. And we're going to be able to play the beta from Friday all the way till Sunday. I'm guessing Sunday evening, and then it's going to be closed come Monday morning. But let's absolutely hammer it this weekend, guys. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on this patch, whether you think this is something worthy of our attention, and what you would like to see be able to play in this patch. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to smash the subscribe button. As always, we're going to be covering this as everything gets updated. I'm super excited about it, and I'll catch you all in the next one.